Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I will continue to do this format or to make some videos in this format a la my friend Alex Cristoforu. And I just finished a video a minute ago visiting George Bakovia's grave, which is right there. And I'm going to go right now to visit Nicolae Iorga, who was one of the foremost Romanian historians. He was assassinated by the Garda de Fier. I will tell you some story about that as well. And in the meantime, I will discuss some subjects, some developments. And I have a little CC phone here, and I will read the topics. And then I will also use the articles. I have them here with pictures. So first, let's see what the topics are. The first topic is, let me put my glasses. And while I'm going to discuss this, I'm going to go and see Nicolae Iorga's grave. I'm going to try to find it, and I will find it, right? That's in a beautiful mausoleum. So, who is open for discussion? It seems like the Americans and the Russians are ready to discuss certain things about nuclear threats. So the Russians pushed again the Americans to a corner, saying, you know what, we're going to go again 1962. And the Americans says, well, maybe we need to talk, but not about Ukraine. And the Russians said, no, we're going to talk about nuclear threats and security, global security, with Ukraine on the agenda. I have two articles here, one from Reuters to show you how Reuters shapes opinion, and I will read one from Sputnik, how Sputnik doesn't do the same thing regarding this subject and this article. Of course, they shape opinion and they manufacture truth, right? We have here, and it says here that another topic that I will discuss is the United States of America gets again low, and that is not bashing the United States of America, but remember this, and when the Russians will retaliate, remember who started first. Okay, who started first? And that is it's very hot here in Cimitirul Bellu in Bucharest, about 36 degrees Celsius, 92 or 91, 92 degrees Fahrenheit. No wind here in the cemetery, only the breeze of spirits around us. So the Americans will do what they do best, little stuff. Why? Because they can't afford losing anything, because they lose more than the other guys. So they will close the visa consulates of the Russians in, I think, New York and Washington, D.C. I will show you that article that we're going to, when we get to that one. Next one is Russian massive military missile attack on Ukrainian military infrastructure, especially in Lviv, in the western part of Ukraine, which I call the Polish side, because the Poles will get that as soon as the front collapses in Ukraine and the Russians move like crazy towards west. I guarantee you that's going to happen. Al Capone will give the order, and the Poles will be very, very eager beavers to do that. Romanians will not do shit about Moldova and about parts of Ukraine, obviously, that are over there, Bukovina, and so on. The Hungarians will get in their Zakarpattia as well, and they will get it. So what do we have here? Next one. So they hit facilities, military facilities in Lviv. Then the US changes focus. It escalates again by putting on hold all the orders for Patriot or air defense systems, put them on hold for anybody else who ordered them, and everything goes to, you guessed it, Ukraine. So these guys are going to postpone any deliveries to any country that bought those or are in the process of buying them, order them, and everything goes to Ukraine. Now another thing here. Weasel Romania jumps in the fray. It was ordered, as I told Alex Cristoforu and Alexander Mercuris when I was talking to them last time. And I told them that the Romanian government will do anything the master says. And the master is Al Capone, obviously, who is United States of America. What's this? I don't know what that is, but it's interesting. Right there. Everything is interesting around here. So the Romanians said, we will give Ukraine our Patriot systems, but we need one in return. Well, we're going to get it after Ukraine loses or Putin dies, I guess. So this is the last topic, which is the Romanian president. No, I'm sorry, the president of Romania. He's Romanian as I am Zimbabwean. He dropped out of running for office, which is Secretary of NATO. Well, it was obvious. Why? Because as Băsescu, the former, I can't remember his, Traian Băsescu, the former president of Romania, who is very smart, I would like to meet him and talk to him. Very sneaky, very smart. He said that you just don't announce your candidacy to NATO. The Americans have to notify you and say, yeah, you will be the, And this guy, Klaus Iohannis, the president of Romania, it seems like a lot of military is here. He agreed to drop out to make room for the Prime Minister of Netherlands, Mr. Rutte. What can you do? We'll see what Mr. Iohannis gets in return, because that's how deals are made. All right, so where are we here? Oh, what's going on? Meow, meow, you want to come here? Meow, we're going to play with this cat. Come over here. Where you come from? Who are you? Come over here. Who are you? Come over here. Look at you. Look. What? Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Yeah. Well, I don't have food, but I have love. Look at this guy. Oh, you want to be scruffa? What's going on with you? Meow, meow. All right. I would, but I don't know. I mean, this mouth was in many other places. I don't know where that head went. Oh, you're not going to come with me, are you now? Oh, my God. No, meow, meow, Mika. I don't have anything for you. Just in my legs here. My. All right, so let's start with the first. Meow, don't come with me. Jesus Christ, I shouldn't have pet you. Because I'm going to feel so sad when I leave you. Okay, stay there. Don't come. All right, good. I mean, it's a cat after all. You give her food, it's going to be yours. Don't give her food, it's going to go to the person who gives her food. All right, so we are 55, 56. So let's start with the first subject. I shouldn't stop, because if I stop, I give the wrong signal, which is I'm waiting for you, cat. And all right, the first one, who is open to discussions? So let's start with the first article at hand. I have to go the other way around from the back. So I'm going to start with Reuters, and I'm going to show you how Reuters interprets this nuclear talks between Russia and USA. Reuters, this is from 21st of June 2024. Russia tells US, we need to talk. Like Russia. Remember each word, okay? Russia tells the US, we need to talk, but Ukraine must be on agenda. And I'm going to read you the first paragraph or two. Moscow, Reuters sees a pressing need for security talks with the United States, but they must be comprehensive, that's in quotation mark, and include the subject of Ukraine, the Kremlin said on Friday. And this is what these guys said, that Russia needs. Okay, all right, that's what they say, Reuters. Now let's go to Sputnik. And Sputnik obviously is going to say the other way around, right? It says US open to nuclear risks talks with Russia without tying issues to Ukraine. So see, US open, not tennis, US open to nuclear risks talks with Russia without tying issue to Ukraine conflict. Got it? So it's totally different. It says this: Washington is open to communication on nuclear risks and arms control with Russia without tying the issue to the Ukraine conflict, a spokesperson for the US National Security Council told Sputnik. Got that? I think it's a little bit different from what these guys said. Well, let's go this way. There was the thing with who's talking, who wants to talk to whom. Remember, in any negotiation, usually the ones who wants to start a negotiation want something. Therefore, you are on the lower or subordinate position. Now here is the US notifies Russia about closure of visa centers in Washington and New York. Now, New York, it doesn't say Washington DC, it says Washington, so therefore is the state of Washington, where Seattle is. And New York, the state of New York, where New York City is, and so on. So let's see what these guys are saying. The United States has notified Russian diplomats that the visa center with branches in Washington and New York is closing. This is, you go to a war to kill, and you go over there and you just throw candies at one another. Is this what you can do? Oh, closing visa, oh my God. It says notified Russian diplomats that the visa center with branches in Washington and New York is closing, but consular support will continue despite the increased workload. Russian ambassador to the United Nations, United States, Anatoly Antonov told reporters. This is lame. You can do better, I think. Let's change hand. This hand hurts. All right, let's go to the next article, next subject. And that is Russian forces strike Ukrainian military facilities, depots near Lviv, Emil and Emilia Mimika. So there's someone with my name, and it's obviously Bellu Militar. Oh, we're in Bellu Militar, Jesus Christ. So we are in Bellu Militar, that means we can find here Georgiu Dej. And that was the former communist, because I know he's here, but I know the military is here. We're going to find that. We're going to find it. Now we're looking for Nicolae Iorga, which I don't seem like I'm going to find. Now, next one. Russia targets critical infrastructure facility in Lviv region. But let's go to what these guys say. This is from Ukrinform, and I have what kind of weapons the Russians used. You see that? The trench coat, the helm, the hat, and so on. Cavol, Sever, și Virgil, Xenopol. And I got more here. I don't think it's not the same Anna Xenopol. Alright, and here is a beautiful guy with medals. Beautiful. So it says here, during the latest missile attack overnight, Saturday, the Russians hit a critical energy infrastructure facility in Lviv. And we have another article here, Ukrinform. Ukraine downs 12 Russian missiles, 13 kamikaze drones Saturday, on overnight Saturday. And we have find what they had. And they had, they sent 16 missiles of various types and 13 attack UAVs. That's what? A total, 16 missiles and 13 UAVs. And we have them here. We're going to have them from Ukrainska Pravda. Ukraine's air defense destroys 12 military and all Shahed drones. That means send us more. The Kavo. The Russians have conducted a combined airstrike on critical infrastructure facility. Oh my God, it's beautiful in here. I will show you. All right, and it says on the 21st and 22nd, and this is what they sent. They did, let's turn it right way around. Look at that. Ten cruise missiles from two 95 MS strategic aircraft from Russia's Saratov Oblast, 2 Iskander ballistic M missiles, 4 Caliber cruise missiles from the Black Sea, that means from either a ship or a submarine, 13 Shahed attack drones, and these guys downed, they say 7 KH-101, KH-555 cruise missiles, 4 Caliber cruise missiles, 1 Iskander M, and 13 Shahed drones. Russian hit energy infrastructure in Ukraine's south and west, injuring 2 people. This is beautiful. Look at that detail, bas-reliefs. I'm going to go this way, so you can see how beautiful it is. See, have it in its entirety. All right, and here South Korea, we got already that one. And the other one, it says the insider. The U.S. That's why I smoke. I smell smoke, and I couldn't figure out why. Because we have that one over there. The U.S. plans to halt some orders for Patriot missiles and give them to Ukraine instead, report says. And we have here, U.S. thanks Romania for its leader exiting the NATO leadership race to clear the way for Great. And obviously the Romanians, let me find that, NATO member Romania, this is Associated Press from June 20th, to send a Patriot missile system to neighboring Ukraine. Great, fantastic news. So as I said, the Romanians will do whatever their masters tell them to do. And I gotta tell you that from my conversation with Alex Christoforou and Alexander Mercouris, they kind of, that was my assessment, looked a little bit skepticism at me when I said that actually these guys are owned and they will do anything what they're told. Nevertheless, once you know the ins and outs and the dynamics. So, Nicolae Iorga, figure 39. Okay, let's start going towards that one, because I think I'm very much off. Maybe not. Oh, it's 37 right here. Okay, so it's at 39, right? There's 37 on my left over there, my chicken. Well, let's see. 38 and 39 is opposed to 38. Oh, that's 37. Where's 37? 37, that means this is 38, right? So that means that it's very strange, but it's that way. This is this long strip. Let me get 28, 38. What is 38? Okay, 38. How am I walking? I have to figure things out here. How am I walking? I'm like this. 38. I'm walking this way. This is, whoop, broke my, whatever. I go to this little strip, and this is the 30, and the next one is 39. Must have been right next to it. Right there, 39. Yeah, baby doll. That's where we are. Look at this one. Oh, beautiful. She's like, I did it my way. Sorry. Oh, it's an open grave. Everyone wants to come in? Maybe she's coming out to get me. Live. Want to come in? Maybe later in the night. Let me get this off. Well, maybe tonight. Who's this? Because it seems like he's a... it's marble going down. Should I go in? No. Not with you here, obviously. Who's this? Robescu, Alexandru Robescu. Do I find any name? Because this is beautiful. Very, very rich, obviously. Now I hear stuff. I'm like, hey, who that? Who that? Who are you? You're not Iorga, because you're a little bit that way. All right, let's move on. But beautiful. 39, right? 39 is right here. So must be Nicolae Iorga in this area. Bellu Orthodox 39. There it is. Now, let's see where we find Nicolae Iorga. How should it be? Maybe a bust? Okay. Opa. Figure 39. Figure 39. Okay. Oh my God, this is very hard. Very hard to find it here. But we're gonna try. Who's this? See? Right here. Unbelievable. Thank you very much. Nicolae Iorga, Professor Nicolae Iorga, 1871-1940. And he has some funeral lespeds. And it says, Marelui savant, profesor universal Nicolae Iorga, profund omagiu din partea fostilor săi studenți in 1984. Let me go the other way around. So this is Nicolae Iorga. Let's see who's who, what's what. That's 41, this is 40, so that's him right here, because he's in 40. As far as I remember, right? And the other one over there is 41. So this is the original, he's just dropped on them, on it. And a simple cross. So what happened to Nicolae Iorga? I'll give you a little interesting story. So yeah, he's over here. Nicolae Iorga, as I said, was a well-known Romanian historian, but he made at least one mistake, and that is he got into politics. And when he got into politics, actually, I shouldn't talk about it next to his grave. Let me just do this before I'm moving on. Right? So he got into politics. That was a big mistake. And when he got into politics, it was in the 30s, 40s, and he stepped on some people's boots. I would say Familia Lasker. Lasker, I'm going to show you because I saw an open window and like thieves. Here it is. You see it's a bust, a figure. I don't see it, but nevertheless, I tried. So he got into politics, and in those times we, the Romanians, had Garda de Fier. Garda de Fier was a Nazi movement, or that's how some people call it. This is with a beautiful, interesting pyramid. They became a political party. It was a movement, Garda de Fier, the Iron Guard. And Mr. Nicolae Iorga said bad things about these bad people. And one of their leaders was killed. One of the Garda de Fier's leader, I'm not going to mention the name. And he was just he was arrested and put in jail, in prison, and then one day they were transferred from prison, supposedly to go somewhere else, and then they shot them in a field. Well, that was heard by the Garda de Fier, and the Garda de Fier made a connection between that at one point and Mr. Nicolae Iorga, who was in the government at that time, if I remember correctly. And they went to Sinai, I think, and they got Mr. Nicolae Iorga, and they killed him on the side, executed him on the side of the road as retaliatory move for having their little Codreanu, right? And then Sima did what he did. Just check Zelia Codreanu and Horia Sima. There was a movement that was very much joined by intellectuals, Romanian intellectuals, priests. It had to do with, I'm not going to talk too much about it. One day I will make a separate video on them, on the Garda de Fier, Iron Guard. But it was a nationalistic movement, a revival of Romanian culture, Romanian traditions. But they did some criminal stuff while they were trying to push this. And then they were hunted one by one by the governments, and then by the communists one by one. A lot of them fled, including Horia Sima, right? Fled to outside, lived in Spain, I think. I can't remember wherever he died. Horia Sima, if I remember, died on the dentist chair while he was administered a little strong dose. Look how close this is. Here is Eminescu and Păunescu. You have Sadoveanu, you have George Coșbuc, all these guys here. Nikita Stănescu, Nicolae Labiș, Marin Preda. I made this video yesterday. Go and watch that one. And while I'm gonna talk here, we're gonna see also Liviu Rebreanu, Zaharia Stancu. These are the poets, Romanian poets here on this side. Liviu Rebreanu right there. And we're gonna see Alexandru Macedonski, as well as we walk towards the exit. So this is with the Garda de Fier and Nicolae Iorga. So Nicolae Iorga was assassinated because he was blamed for the assassination of the leader of Garda de Fier, Zelia Codreanu, right? Was that the way it was? So my friends, thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I know it doesn't really match the occasion, talking about politics in a cemetery and so on, but it is related because we have, for instance, Nicolae Iorga here, and it's true that I made a video with George Bacovia earlier, and that had nothing to do with politics. George Bacovia was a great, fantastic poet. But I thought that maybe instead of just sitting with a window behind my back where I live here for a while, I thought that maybe I walk you through this beautiful cemetery. This would be like, I don't know, Père Lachaise of Paris. This is kind of like the same. Beautiful cemetery and a lot of beautiful architecture. And I'm gonna stop at Alexandru Macedonski, right by the exit. His grave is his funeral stone, or how do you call it, right here. Alexandru Macedonski, and that's the exit right there, over there. I'm gonna walk you out. Let me use the restroom in the meantime. Just kidding. So, thank you very much for being with me again today, my friends. And very hot here. I will make a next video with, probably will make with Gheorghe Gheorghiu Dej, the communist leader who died, I think, in 1965. And then I will visit Nicolae Ceausescu and Elena Ceausescu's graves. That's in Ghencea, but I don't know when I'm gonna get. It's a different cemetery. They're not buried here. So, my God, very hot, very hot. This is in front of it. It's a gas station over there. That's the Orthodox Bellu, so the Orthodox cemetery entrance. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.